Okay, so this is probably going to be a bit ill-advised, but I'm going to do it anyway. Like a glove! What's going on, guys? My name's Matilio and welcome back to Gran Turismo Sport, where today we're going to be doing something a little bit different because in one of the previous updates, I think it was the 1.27 update it was, we obviously got a host of new cars and a new circuit, and one of the cars we got was the Mini Cooper S. Now, obviously, it's an iconic car and it elicits a lot of thoughts of things like the Italian job and so on and so forth, but if you grew up in the UK, and I did, you will instantly think of a British TV show starring Rowan Atkinson called Mr. Bean. And it's an hilarious show, it really is. Considering the guy's lines pretty much were limited to a series of sounds and the odd boom. It was a really funny show, and there were some pretty iconic moments, including, you know, using the Mini, the one where he bought an armchair and he and he strapped it to the roof and decided to drive the car from the armchair on the roof. And of course, the ongoing vendetta against that three-wheeled Robin Reliant van, which he pretty much just pushed and bullied around, pushed it out of car parking spaces, out of car parks. I think he pushed it out of a one-way street at one point. And it got me to thinking about what I think would make for an absolutely legendary episode of Mr. Bean, where he goes on holiday with Teddy, of course, to Germany. And you know, he's going around and he's heard about the famous German Autobahn, and I could just imagine him rolling through here, paying the toll and going on the track during a VLN race thinking it's the Autobahn and then going on to actually win the race. I think that would make for an absolutely awesome episode. So, in the spirit of that, what we're going to do is we're going to take this Mini Cooper around the Nordschleife. Now, I haven't got a particular lap time in mind. I'm just doing this for a bit of fun. But I think if we can maybe do it in around the 10-minute mark, I think that would be fairly impressive. So, yeah, I think we better get started because Teddy, you can't see him, but he is in the back there. He's getting rather impatient, so I think we better make a move. So yeah, before we start though, I am aware that the Mini in Mr. Bean was a 1977 Mini and not a 65 Mini Cooper S. I'm aware of that, but this is all we have. That was a cat that you just heard. So yeah, like I said, Teddy's getting impatient. We must go. And that guy's watching us rather intently. Is that Rowan Atkinson? Up to the toll. Right, in true Mr. Bean fashion, it's probably a £10 toll, so we're going to pay it all in pennies. Right then, this should take a while.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're paid. Let's go. Oh, this is underwhelming. If this was an episode of Miss Bean, right now I'd have a shot of a rather bemused German toll attendant looking confused because he doesn't know what he's going to do with £10 worth of British shrapnel. But away we go. So yeah, the Mini Cooper. It does have a bit of a racing pedigree. He did win a few Monte Carlo rallies, I believe, and also, if you've there's a brilliant race on YouTube. It's in black and white, but it's an old track called Crystal Palace, and it's got Mini Coopers facing off against big, massive V8 behemoths like Ford Galaxies and Mustangs and stuff like that. And it's just a brilliant video. You probably see more of the same things like Goodwood Revival and so on and so forth. But yeah, it's just it just kind of tells you everything you need to know about the Mini. It's just a plucky little thing that you can fling around. Handles brilliantly. Not really got the guts to do much down the straights, but through the corners it just had the bigger cars beat hand over fist. And yeah, there is actually a little bit of Mini history in my family as well. My step-grandmother had one, but it got wrote off. I'm not quite sure how, but it got wrote off. And also, my parents, on their honeymoon in Malta in 1981, they actually rented one. Now, I don't think my parents drove their Mini quite like I'm going to be driving mine, but you never know. I wouldn't put it past my dad to fling a Mini around the tight and twisty streets of Malta. Oh, it's just so much fun. You can fling it around mainly because you're not really going fast enough to have had a big accident. It's not going to kill you because you're not going fast enough. I think that would make for a pretty good marketing campaign for Mini. I don't. It may have even been one. I don't know. Mini, you're going so slowly that it won't kill you. So yeah, oh, it's sort of really laboured up that hill. I don't think we're going to get anything quite so quite astounding. We're not going to be astounded by the top speed, I don't think. I think we're going to get around maybe just under or maybe just a shade over 100 miles an hour, providing we've got the wind behind us and we're downhill, and we are coming to a downhill section here, so let's see what we get out of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 100. We got 100 miles an hour. And this corner is going to be fun because normally you're clinging on for dear life and anything faster, but with this it's just very, very simple and civilized almost. A bit of a delayed apex through there. I think we'll probably get it going a bit faster down here because it's a bit longer in terms of how much we're gonna, you know, how long we're gonna be flat out, and also it's pretty much all of it is downhill. So there's 95, 6, 7, 8, 9, 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, okay. It just kind of forgot what it was doing there. 4. Did I leave the stove on? Whoa. Yeah, when you get on the brakes rather heavy, the weight just shifts right to the front and the rear end goes really light, so you can get this thing sideways. And I showed that as well by pretty much just being an absolute pro in terms of parking a Mini Cooper. You know what, I could probably do that 100 times more, wouldn't get it as good as that again. So I'm going to quit while I'm ahead on that front. But yeah, I mean, obviously you're not going to be astounded about what, you know, with what this thing can do on the straights, but through the corners it's just so much fun because you just fling it around with just reckless abandon, and it's just pretty much going to cling on. And as I imagine, we're going to be doing most of this run in 3rd or 4th gear with our foot just planted to the floor. And I don't know, I suppose most of the enjoyment is through corners like this. In anything faster, you are clinging on for dear life. But with this thing, it's, I don't know, almost civilized going through there. Oh, it's so much fun. Now, we've done 4.5, or coming up for 4.5 minutes, so I think that that 10-minute estimate is maybe a little bit ambitious, but I don't know, if we can get it within the 10 minutes, not under, but within, you know, so like a 10xxx, whatever, I think I'll be relatively happy. Ooh. It's just certain sections like this one where the thing is going to labour. Ugh. And I can just see Mr. Bean rocking back and forth in his seat to try and make it go faster, while giving the finger to someone in a BMW M3. Oh, I love that show, I really do. If you haven't watched it, I highly suggest you do, because you can pretty much stream anything, anywhere, whenever you want to now. And Mr. Bean is so much fun to watch, it really is. And like I said, the episode with the armchair is just amazing, really. I think he actually went to Goodwood and had that exact same car. I don't think he was actually driving it. I think there was somebody driving it for him, but he was, you know, sat in his armchair with his broomstick and his mop, and they'd been taped together, and another broomstick with a shoe on the end of it with string, just turning the car. Oh, it's just such a funny show. I don't know how they come up with half this stuff, but it's brilliant. And we're going uphill now, so we're going to start to labour. Yeah, start to labour a little bit. I think maybe 4th gear is just a bit too much for it. I think 3rd might hold speed a little bit better. 70. We are still dropping speed though, as you would imagine. It's just so gutless. I expected it to be a bit more plucker, like this thing just to maybe take off a little bit faster. But as you saw from that pull away, it was a little bit underwhelming. But yeah, we've got some more fun coming up, because the carousel is not too far away, which is either horrifying or enjoyable. I think it's going to be enjoyable in this thing. I've never really got the hang of the carousel, because I've never really been a big fan of the Nordschleife. But I don't know, in the last few months it's sort of grown on me. Come on. Oh god, it just labours. You just kind of like, what do I do? I'm kind of stuck in limbo. That was quite fun. Quite civilised though. I probably could have done it in third, if I'm honest, but yeah, I mean, for the most part, I can drive this thing one-handed. Still one-handed. Especially up here, because we're obviously losing speed. I think I might need to put another hand on the wheel for this next section though. Come on, stop labouring. Oh, that's another thing. In terms of Gran Turismo minis, I do have a bit of history. I remember I made this absolutely brutal mini. I think it was Gran Turismo 2 or 3 or something like that. And I just tuned the living hell out of it. It was just an absolute monster. It really was. And I missed that car so much. I really wish they would just... I really wish this was like the older Gran Turismos where you can just tune them, because this would be so much fun to tune and fling around a track. And through here as well. Oh, this feels good. Ooh, a little bit wide. Oh, there goes a cone. Come on. Oh, more uphill sections where this thing can labour. Yeah, I think 10 minutes is ambitious. We're not too far away though, so we might be able to do it. I'm just not entirely sure what happens at the end of the straight, or the midway part of the straight. Is there a chicane now? Do we have to go through the pit lane again? Oh, I didn't take that as gracefully as I wanted to. We've got a minute and a half. I think we might be able to do this. If I absolutely just fly through that pit lane with no thought for safety at all, I might be able to just wrangle it. Because I don't think there's a chicane at the... I think it's just like a wall. I'll check, and I'll leave it till the last second, but yeah, well, if I can get it within 10 minutes, I'm not going to get it under, that's definitely, I think, out of the question, but and now we're coming up to the final carousel. Oh, there we go, that was fun. And now up to the final few corners, where it's this one long corner. Oh, come on, stop labouring. Oh, come on, downhill, downhill. There we go. Yeah, so I have no idea what I'm going to do at the midpoint of this straight where the pit entry is. I think I'm going to have to just fly through it as fast as I possibly can. Because I don't think there's a way where I can... just from looking at the cones on the exit, I don't think there's a way that we can get through, because otherwise they would have, you know, it would accommodate for cars going through. So yeah, we're about to do probably the most dangerous pit lane entry of all time, because I don't think there's a way through. I'm going to leave it till the last second, however. Is there a way through? No, there isn't. Oh, okay. Pay the toll again. Right, it's going to be around 10 minute and 30 second lap, I think. Let's see, we're going to need to get to the bridge. 10:31. That was fun. I enjoyed that. This is such a fun car to drive. If you haven't bought it yet in Gran Turismo, I highly suggest you do, because it's just so much fun to drive and fling around. And it just keeps on gripping, and it's very, very light and fun and so on and so forth. And okay, not when he's doing that, it isn't. I mean, he does have a bit of rally pedigree, so going off-road isn't completely out of the question. Oh, almost. Right then. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video today, guys. So yeah, thank you everybody so much for watching. If you did enjoy this, you would like to see more Gran Turismo or just general racing content from myself, then make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Oh look, this thing can teleport. Also, let me know in the comments, guys. Have you tried the Mini Cooper yet? Is there any other fun places you could recommend me driving this thing, apart from the Nordschleife? Always happy to hear from you. But once again, guys, thank you everybody so much for watching. Take care, and as always, I will catch you in the next video. Peace!